show. Okay. It says our connection is unstable. So let's check it on one phone before we start this one, because I can hook it right up with my phone and we don't even have to waste time. You know what I mean? So let us know if it's good, or I can just restart it on my phone. All right. Hello and welcome back to another 5K Trash Talk Tuesday. We were able to do this show a little bit earlier on today because it's raining here. It's raining here in South Alabama. So welcome to another Trash Talk Tuesday. On today's show, we had a request, by the way, to retire a segment that we used to do. And that segment was rapid fire 20 questions. So we're going to do that. Some segments that we've done in the past, we have retired, namely rapid fire questions and namely the Jeopardy, because we've had people copy it and do it themselves. So we retired those because we had copycats. But nonetheless, there was a viewer out there, Milica, M-I-L-I-C-A, or Milica, that requested that we do that again, that left their first comment on the channel, but have been watching the show for a while. Okay. All right. Trash talk topic number one is going to be the Met Gala. All right. If anybody doesn't know what that is, I really was kind of immune to it, or I didn't know what it was either when I was seeing pictures of athletes and superstars, etc., coming and going from this Met Gala. So we're going to start the trash talk there with the Met Gala. Carla, what is it? What is the Met Gala?
It's basically where celebrities, rich people, and all those, they get to dress weird. You know, you get to dress in the most outlandish, the most ridiculous outfits, you know, something that you would never think of wearing, you know.
Right.
It's supposed to be a fashion, you know, it's like a fashion show. You dress weird. It's supposed to be the weirdest outfit. But my point is this what we've come to in our human race, to see people dressed like idiots? I mean, is this cool? I know, like, my best friend sent you a message, and I know it's a fundraiser too, yeah. But she said, you know, like, people are okay with this. I mean, to me, this is stupid. I mean, if you're gonna, some people dress really nice, and some people dress, you know, there was a guy who wore a dress. Please tell me that that's okay with you.
Yeah, and look,
Please tell me that that's okay. Kim Kardashian's outfit was ridiculous.
Did she have like something covering her whole face?
Ridiculous.
Like,
I mean, come on.
So let's start one of the first pictures with a picture of Osaka. Again, I'm trying to figure out what
B-Dog explained it to you.
I'm trying to really figure out what that is. I mean, I get it. It's a thing. I get it. It's a show, and they're supposed to dress up and I guess you know, outlandish things. But my question is what is the point? I mean, is dressing in such a way supposed to identify yourself as super duper mega rich? Is it only the Derek Edwardson says it's art? I don't see it. How is that? You mean someone else's art and then the person just agrees to wear it? I kind of see it as if someone wears.
Is this an art? You call that? I mean, I don't care about anything with gay or anything. I have friends, but you tell me that's art.
I mean, you have to ask yourself.
This is art? Is that art to you? That's art.
What's wrong? Let me see. Oh, painted their face yellow?
Oh, come on. How is this art? Here, let's do a better one. My Little Pony.
She's dressed in a horse.
Come on, how is this art? This is stupid. This is like the MTV Awards or the Billboards, you know, people.
Yeah.
And then we look up to these people. Like, I don't look up to any of them, but I was just saying, I mean, look, how is this art?
Is there, let me see this. Check this out. This is a horse.
How is that art? Please tell me how this
what is
art.
that? Can you show the picture of Kim Kardashian's dress?
Wait.
What about Kim Kardashian's dress?
Wait. This looks like my daughter. Just grab a whole.
Let me see. I have a better camera.
Grab a whole bunch of sprinkles and then just Oompa Loompa. How is this art? Please explain that to me.
Look, you got to show Kim Kardashian's dress. All black. Those aren't even close to some of the best ones. But Kim Kardashian had this thing anyway. And why are we even talking about this? It's bigger than what they're wearing. To me, I'm talking smack about it because it seems like it's almost a way of selling your soul. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is art. That's art.
Yeah, my arm's way longer, so I'll hold it up there for you.
Art.
There you go.
That is what you call art. I mean, that took a lot of creativity to dress that way.
Yeah. So my question is this selling your soul? Do you understand does anybody understand what that means? Selling your soul. It's like, some of the richest people in the world are rich because they sold their soul. In other words, they're giving up morals as a human being.
He said the theme of the show is to express America.
Okay. Well, that's a bad America expression.
Here, this person went in so far she's got money, but she put tax the rich. Tax the rich. Wait. Here, better yet. Yeah. This guy from Australia. Here, let me show him. Here, I got to get this picture because this is the one that killed me.
If that's the way we express America, Please thing.
Tell me a young boy wearing a dress.
That's a boy?
That's a boy. Please tell me come on.
Come
on.
Do you think that?
Come on. Really?
That's incredibly awful. And again, I just couldn't imagine dressing this way. Do you know what I mean by selling your soul?
Yeah.
In other words, will you do this, hypothetically for me, morally, and then you'll get all this money and you think you're not going to pay for it later on?
Come on, man. Some people did look nice. Come on. How is that expressing? Come on, man. That's awful. Here, I got to show a whole bunch because I'm just going to let's start showing. I like this one because it's the 3 champions together. So much for them not getting along. So I thought that was pretty cool. You got Serena, you got Maria Sharapova and Venus there.
Yeah, and they look okay.
And then she looks fine.
And Raducanu looks good. Yep.
She looks good. Okay. She looks very pretty. Her dress was inspired by the one Venus and Serena wore in 1998. Felix looks great. Come on, that's normal. This looks shitty.
I gotta hold that one closer.
I promise you, if he goes to Honduras, he would be shot in the street. That is awful. That should never be worn by a guy.
Okay, let me say something for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone mentioned that this was meant to express America. If this is how the world actually sees the United States, how would I soak it in? I would think a bunch of buffoons, a bunch of hoodlums. What the hell? Look, I would no more let my children watch that for anything. Would you, Carla? Do you want your little girl or little boy watching some 19 or 20-year-old boy walking around looking really, really weak? If you know what I mean. There's no problem with. We're not going on to gender issues or anything like that. We have many of friends, and Carla's one of her best friends. Is I don't even like to say it because I don't think about it that way. It's not about that. It's about what the hell are people trying to say to the world about America if that is what it is supposed to represent. A bunch of hoodlums. That's what it says. But whatever. And by the way, the tickets for this thing to get in is $30,000 a ticket, right? To get a table there and sit down, we looked this up, $275,000 to sit down at a table.
I hope that they're raising the money and really sending it to the right people. Here's idiot. I'm just gonna keep going. Look at this idiot that people listen to rap music, listen to his devil worship bullshit.
That's a dude. Let me see. Wow.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I got more. I got a few more.
I mean, ask yourself, why do we watch this? And by the way, we're being kind of hypocritical.
Serena, awful.
We're being hypocritical because we're talking about it, right?
No, but I mean, I just want to show you because it's Trash Tuesday. Look at this shit. Come on, man. What is it? What is that? What is that? Please don't wear a dress, dude. Please. All right, look at this idiot.
Go figure. I think that a better look would have been.
Guys, go buy the hat. You will look good.
A better look would have been just civilized human beings having grown-up conversations and not looking like buffoons, period. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to move on?
Yeah. Okay,
enough of that. We wasted enough time on that crap. Second thing I want to talk about is people already saying that Emma Raducanu and other players in the past, not just her, are now going to be the greatest of all time. How many YouTube titles have you seen? How many commentators have you heard? And how many different articles have you read where people are already projecting Raducanu to be the GOAT simply because she's young, beautiful, and just won a major. How many times in our history of following the game our entire lives, and how many times have our parents told us about players, when we used to say, oh, he's so good, he just won. Yeah, but he's got this issue, or she or he is new to the game. They haven't been studied a lot. That will change quickly. And ultimately it always does, except for the greatest beasts of all time, like Serena and Steffi Graf and Hingis and Celis and Djokovic and Federer. Their trajectory continues. But this is just the first little inclination of success for this young lady, and it just happened to be at a major tournament. I'm going to talk smack to those that are already saying that she is the GOAT, namely a lot of YouTubers who hit their titles that way. What are your thoughts on this?
She's not the GOAT. She's nowhere near the GOAT. She won one slam. That's excellent. That's awesome because she's never even won a regular tournament. So I think that's great. Will she be rich? I'm sure, but hopefully it doesn't let her get to her head. I think that you need to prove yourself more than just one slam. That's the problem. How do we stay hungry if we're going to just win one slam and become rich over one slam? I don't get that.
Carla mentioned about the richness of certain tennis players. I took a picture of a graph that I got earlier. I'll read it to you. I know you won't be able to see it, just so you know I'm not making it up. But here's a list of the 10 richest tennis players of all time. Mm-hmm. All right. The GOATs of money in their pocket. Number one, Ion, the asshole Tiriac, 1.4 billion. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not just tennis. That's his investment.
That's business off court stuff. I think Tiriac was the first billionaire Romanian, by the way. Roger Federer, number 2 at 324 million and counting. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Novak Djokovic, 144 million. Number 4, Rafael Nadal, 129 million. Serena Williams, 129 million. Andre Agassi, 126 million. Pete Sampras, 108 million. Maria Sharapova, 97 million. Andy Murray, 72 million. And John McEnroe, 72 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very rich.
Deep pockets.
They're very rich. They have a lot of sponsorships. As far as Emma, I'm sorry for even Michael Walker to say, I'm almost willing to bet with him that she won't win another slam for a long, long, long time. I'm willing to make that bet with you, $100, Michael Walker, that she won't win another slam.
I'll add 50 to that. Make it 150.
I'll make that bet with you. I guess because she's British,
She's new.
And she's new. And we always, you guys, a lot of the same people that I'm reading comments on jumped on the Andreescu bandwagon. She's the next thing. Bet. All right, you can owe me 100. Next year, she won't win a slam.
All right, we're going to lock it in?
So win it.
So give us a thumbs up, Michael. Okay, he said bet. Everyone watching, remember this: $150 US.
Yep.
And he's good with his bets. He's
good.
He's good with his bets.
I believe him. I'm gonna write it down.
She beat him in a bet, $150 US. Mm-hmm. That next year, the whole year, that Raducanu will not win a major. That's the bet. Put it down. Good luck. I'm in too. So
you want to give her 5 years?
Oh man, come on. That's not okay. If you're that confident, take the bet. You're given 4 chances that this GOAT that everybody's saying.
Not next year.
Come on, man.
I could be dead in 5 years.
People are already saying she's the GOAT. Come on.
I could be dead in 5 years.
Take the bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But please don't believe things like this girl is the GOAT because she just won the U.S. Open at the end of the year when most of the athletes are hurt, not playing, or tired.
She has to prove a lot. She won a slam, and if that's the only slam she ever wins, that'll be even. Who cares? One slam is great enough, but she may have a complete game, but I just don't think that. Geez, I'm not even impressed with her game yet. So never forget this bet. We'll always remember. Well, Michael, it's not going to happen. Heard Federer just broke 1 billion.
I've heard that too. And when I read this at first, I thought, and that's a great comment by Cajun Guy 1950. Mm-hmm. When I saw the graph, I'm thinking, I heard through the grapevine that Federer was the billionaire already, like with Jordan and so forth. And I thought I read something in Forbes about it. But I looked up, a couple of things, and I was like, okay, maybe some of these are on and off court, and maybe some of them are just on court, and maybe the statistics are a little bit biased. And by the way, speaking of biased statistics, someone put in comments, and I really enjoyed the comments, a graph, and this was on last show, a graph of a bunch of statistics that was still saying Roger Federer was the greatest of all time. Please understand, statistics are very easy to lie with. As a college graduate, a psychology graduate, statistics was a big part of our psychology Bachelor of Science curriculum. So for like 3.5 years, I was in statistics, advanced statistics, every semester for the most part. And some of the biggest assignments we would get is those learning statistics would lie with them. In other words, your assignment would be persuade us as a class with statistics of something that is truly false. This is one of those things. I don't need to beat a dead horse, but we know Djokovic owns head-to-head. He's held all 4 slams, twice? Something like that. Came just short of the golden. And anyway, he's done things that both Nadal and Federer have not done. He owns them both head-to-head. So that's the only thing that matters. So spare or don't read and spare yourself the wasted time by reading statistics, because we can all come up with numbers and lie about something and make you believe it. Anyway.
It says here Federer's worth 450 million.
Yeah, so obviously that graph was off, and maybe you can't believe everything you read.
And tennis, though, 130 million.
Okay, so they got that one right, but there's no way Ion Tiriac won 1.4 billion on the tennis court.
No.
So it sounds like it was a biased statistical graph.
Speaking of billionaires, we know Simona Halep is going to get married.
To a billionaire.
To a billionaire on Wednesday. It'll be his 3rd marriage and her 1st. I say good luck to her.
Do you think she had to sign a prenuptial agreement?
Mm-hmm.
Prenuptial agreement, in case, doesn't.
Well, from what I read of his biography, first wife was a model. Second wife cheated on him, supposedly, got pregnant. They had to do a paternity test. Don't know what the results were. And now he's on to his 3rd wife.
And how?
Good luck to her.
Yeah, that's a tough scenario.
He's Macedonian.
Macedonian, okay. Yeah. So same kind of neck of the woods. So yeah. a billionaire going on his 3rd wife. The first one, what did you say happened? Just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Second one, someone cheated, or the spouse cheated, got pregnant, and so it sounds like maybe he's loyal. It doesn't sound like he's done anything not loyal. But Halep marrying a billionaire. I'm guessing there was a prenuptial agreement. That means, if you don't know what that is, if you get married to someone and they're very wealthy or have certain assets, and if you divorce, if you're married to someone, they are entitled to half of what you have. Prenuptial agreement is like, hey, you can marry me, sign here though, because if it doesn't work out, you're not taking my shit, right? That's what a prenup is. I'm guaranteeing you that he's got a prenup on $1 billion.
He should. I wouldn't be stupid.
And I don't think Halep would need anything anyway. I mean, she's a multiple major champion, right? Mm-hmm. Now, did we see last night at this Gala thing, we saw the likes of Osaka looking awful and blah, 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 blah. Was someone like her there?
Who?
Well, who we were just talking about?
Simona?
Yeah, was Halep
no,
wasn't there, right?
There, no.
So people with a good head on their shoulders.
But I saw Berrettini there. He looked handsome.
And he looked good.
Yeah, he looked handsome. So I mean,
I think there's certain people that will sell their soul and certain people that won't sell their soul.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, some of these musicians you look at these days, they do these videos with devils and tongues and wearing horns, like exactly what people that associate with that type of thing wear it, and billions of people lap it up. And then we watch these affairs where they're wearing dresses and it's okay. And this is how we're telling you how America is. It's bullshit. It's not how it is. That's how the elite rich are. And of those people, those that have these ism type beliefs and are all weird and stuff. But that's not how we roll here. Not how we roll. Right? Oh, by the way, shout out to Rod Laver. Big time shout out. He didn't look too good in the audience at the U.S. Open. I think we brought this up, but the more and more we go back and watch matches and kind of dissect what occurred and what kind of went wrong with Djokovic and so forth, he didn't look very, very well, and he is the same age as my father. My father's 82, and so is Laver.
Yeah.
But he seemed in good spirits, so hopefully he keeps on trucking. But much love to Rod Laver. Novak Djokovic is one major away, as long as Nadal and Federer don't win another one, from 21 majors and being officially the GOAT, in case people keep trying to lie with statistics. And I had this as the last part of that segment, but just from this point forward, I don't want to read any statistics where it still says Federer, and I'm a big Federer fan, but definitely don't want to read any more statistics trying to persuade either one of us. And she's definitely not a staunch Djokovic fan. She's gained respect, but neither one of us are really wanting to read the BS statistics. All right, next message. All right, the next thing I wanted to do is read a message from one of the viewers, and this is a new message but not a new viewer. How does that even make any sense? She or he has been watching the show for a while and just decided to leave a message. And what I wanted to say is a lot of people are kind of reluctant to leave messages, from what I understand, on anybody's YouTube channel because they don't want to get trolled, or they don't want to, have someone, say screw off, or who the hell are you, or something. That's different here. Carla and I have amassed on our, admin page. We can block and do certain things. We don't do this for a living. We could care less about how many subscribers we have. It's just supposed to be somewhere we can come on rainy days. That's why we're here today right now. Otherwise, we'd be on the court, and have it kind of a family setting. So if you're worried about leaving a comment because you're scared of what someone else will say, we catch that and we delete that, and we block that person. I think we have 200 or 300 people that were subscribers that we have blocked, removed, and blocked them entirely from seeing the channel simply because of something negative that was not professionally said. And we get in heated debates with everybody, but we always keep it, PG-13, maybe sometimes a little R rating, but not, hey, I'm going to bury your head in the sand and, kick you with rocks. That type of stuff we delete. So don't worry about it. But I want to read a message that he or she wrote. So here we go. You ready? So this message is from Militia. Here we go. And this is speaking first person. Okay. I heard a great quote this morning on the 3 show. I'm not sure what the 3 show is. I guess it's like a morning show. It brought me peace. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. It's a good quote. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. As I commented there, it was so bittersweet last night. So sad for Novak. I genuinely felt sadness, like it's something personally important, which is crazy since it has no real impact on our lives. Especially when I saw the ending of Novak's conference in Serbian, he completely crashed, had to end it, left in tears, when he was talking about his children and how being apart from them and the absence from family life is just becoming so hard. I couldn't even imagine the level of sacrifice. I couldn't even imagine the level of sacrifice it takes. But morning after, yes, definitely smile because it happened. He had an incredible run this year and is still in great form. I hope he'll bounce back just fine in 2022, manage his schedule, and conserve energy. So the new catchphrase can be 22 and 22. I like that. I think it's possible. I also root for Rafael Nadal's recovery and Vamos Rafa with a hopeful showdown at Roland Garros. That would be awesome. And Dominic Thiem's return, parentheses. It was a little scary to see him as a guest commentator at Eurosport before the final, like he's retired. So strange. Good point. And Daniil Medvedev, man, so well-deserved. And a few more that are knocking on the door. All in all, exciting times ahead. Much love, the two of you and your family. Excellent. Thank you very much for the comment. And that's why we do the show, to engage with people like that in such a way. Okay. She is the one, or he is the one, that asked us to do the rapid fire 20 questions to unretire, at least for them once. So we will do that for you shortly.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
Next Smack Talk item, Laver Cup. Okay. The Laver Cup. The Laver Cup is coming up the latter part of this month. Okay. Are you interested, Carla?
No, absolutely not. I've seen them all play against each other, so I'm definitely not interested, especially after finding out who the Team Europe is playing against, Team World. I was kind of laughing. I was like, geez. You got Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Zverev, Rublev, Berrettini, Ruud. Team Europe playing against Team World, Shapo, Schwartzman, Felix, Opelka, Isner, and Kyrgios. I think you guys are better off calling some college players on Team World, and they might have a better shot. Just saying. Or they might want to call Agassi, Sampras, Courier to come back from retirement, and they might have a better shot.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my God. Or call Serena, Venus.
Yeah.
You might have a better shot.
Yeah.
Take out Schwartzman, put Serena in there.
Yeah.
Let's take out Kyrgios, put Venus in there.
Exactly.
Seriously.
For the business model, and we've talked about this before, for the business model of the Laver Cup to have any relevance, number one, it's going to have to get points. In other words, the players are going to have to get points for their matches. And I think it was tossed around that they were trying to attain points for players for playing and doing well in the Laver Cup. And maybe they have, come up with that answer. Tell me in comments. I personally, I think last year I knew they didn't have points. I didn't even look it up because I didn't want to waste my time looking up the Laver Cup. The Laver Cup is nothing more than an exhibition. And that's fine. I'm not knocking on great tennis. You know, geez, if I don't even watch television, but I love to watch tennis, right? Or football. But I would rather be training my kids. I would rather be talking with you about some aspect of the tennis here, stringing rackets, whatever, coaching. I'd rather be doing any of that and all the above than watching the Laver Cup. Furthermore, I wouldn't recommend that any player that's in the top elite of the world to play it anyway. It's been a long, grueling season. It's been an adjustment back to fans. There's still some limited COVID restrictions. I would just simply, hey, play Indian Wells. And I think they're having it in October this year. Maybe throw in what is Paris? Is Paris Masters? I think is around the corner as well. I'll check my math on that one, but I would stay close to the vest. If I was Djokovic, if I was Federer, if I was Nadal, I wouldn't play another tournament, obviously, until Australia. Maybe Nadal. I might not even play another tournament until the clay season warms up for the next year's French. Obviously, Federer can't. But if I'm someone like Zverev or a recovering TM or a Medvedev, I don't want to play the Laver Cup, right? Why? Because it's just it's a big party. And if you're an athlete, why would you want to potentially risk injury? I get it at the Laver Cup. They don't try 100% and they just, kind of treat it like a Mardi Gras parade. But why even risk it? Why even risk stepping on a ball and blowing your knee out or your Achilles tendon? Why even risk it for the Laver Cup, which is so cheesy anyway? It was always done as a publicity stunt for Roger Federer and Roger Federer alone.
Chuku says we're being nice. I thought this was Trash Talk Tuesday. Sounds like you guys are being nice because of Novak's loss. We haven't been nice. You missed the beginning. Yeah, we talked about Met Gala. How can people watch that trash and people dressing like idiots? I mean, just saying. And Laver Cup's another thing. First of all, with so many people suffering, struggling, going back to the thing with Osaka, I would have wore a dress, be aware of mental health or something like that. Here she is, whatever. I don't even want to go back on that. But how are people going to spend? Someone says $600 for a ticket. I seen Laver Cup tickets were $600 at the cheapest. Oh. If you're gonna go spend $600, man, I think I'd rather donate that to somebody that really needs it, not to go watch a couple idiots play tennis.
Yeah, and then even talking about ticket prices in the first segment, we were talking about how to go to that Met Gala. Last night was $30,000 a ticket. And if you wanted to sit down at a table, it was $275,000 a seat at a table. So just to walk in the door is almost $500,000, right? And then the clothing that they wear is so preposterously ridiculous, and the makeup they have on their face is so preposterously ridiculous that you're looking at $1 million of attire, clothing, ticket prices, and then you look at the jewelry they have on, tens of millions of dollars in diamonds and jewelry, and you ask yourself, there's people in Afghanistan right now that just got deserted by a country that has been there for 2 decades, enough time for children and women to be acclimated to a little bit more democratic aspect of life. They can go to school, they can drive a car, they don't have to walk around with something over their head if they don't want to. But hey, overnight, a light switch flip, and there's just a bunch of people over there that completely grew up one way, namely people under 20, that are completely thrown out in the shit pot. But hey, we're going to represent America if that's what this was designed to be, the Met Gala. We're going to flaunt how much it costs, $300,000 to sit at a table, another $30,000 to get in, much less the $1 million in jewelry. And that's how we're representing America. A bunch of selfish idiots with a bunch of isms that have no sense of morals and are just freaking assholes, dipshits and buffoons that freaking sold their soul so they can glance around in absolute stupid ass, ridiculous, hideous freaking dresses. And what are we left? What are we left with? Millions of people abroad in countries that we have left. We could have chartered 50, 60, 70, 100, a whole fleet of aircraft to go get these people out. Or to still be helping out, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Fuck it. I won the U.S. Open. I got a freaking $40,000 dress on, a $275,000 ticket, and I got $30,000 to get in the door, and I'm already being called the GOAT. Man, who needs it? Who needs it?
Chuku says, Wait, Laver Cup costs more than U.S. Open tickets? I'd rather go watch a tortoise race.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Bozidar says, would you say that Novak has some mental health issues maybe? He was crying when asked about his kids, and he said that he missed spending time with them. No, I don't think he has mental issues. I just think mental health issues. I just think he's tired. He's just tired. He's played a lot of tennis. He's had a lot of pressure. He probably misses his family, spending normal time with them, seeing his kids, you know. He probably was a dick for the whole year. He probably was a big dick to his family trying to break this record.
Yeah, and the most, look, Carla and I have 5 children. As I've gotten older and those children,
and they asked us to donate for poor kids. Exactly.
Yeah.
You got all these rich people.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. John. That's exactly right.
You should donate.
Yeah.
You should donate.
Yeah. And tell me how this makes any sense.
We shouldn't be donating. You guys should.
Yeah, the hypocrisy of the dress that person wore. That was some Armani, $500,000 dress, and all it was a white dress with "Tax the Rich" on the front of it. Mm-hmm. You know what the hypocritical thing is the person wearing the dress is filthy rich. They're asking for themselves to be taxed. I doubt it. Okay, they're selling their soul for what? And they're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. Now, ask yourself how I can be a tennis fan of this person.
I'm so sorry.
That's Beetlejuice.
What?
Isn't that Beetlejuice?
Oh my God.
That's Naomi Osaka.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. That dress don't matter.
Sir John says, guys, I'm living 30 days with $300. Yeah.
Soldier. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Balling.
Oh, Suki.
Oh, sucky. That's right.
Suki. Oh, sucky. Oh, man. Yeah.
I agree with that, Mike Jamon.
There's something wrong with the world. We got all these rich ass people. I told Justin, if I was that rich, I would have spent $30,000. And I know you probably say, well, if you're rich, you would. No.
Would not.
I mean, let me tell you something. People get me stuff. Like I got this gift card for Lululemon, right? And I still can't spend the $60 on the shorts.
Because you're looking for a sale item.
Yeah, that's how my head works. I can't do it, even though it's already paid for.
I agree with you.
It's just tough. I mean, there's too many people struggling in the world.
Yeah.
For me to just say, click, add to cart. It's paid for anyways.
Yeah. Carla and I are very simple people. Our dream, by the way, is simply for all of our kids to graduate from university. And so far we're heading in that direction. Number 2 is to have just a simple piece of property. It can be out in the middle of the country that's big enough for a small little house or a small trailer and a tennis court with a fence around it. So we can continue to teach and till we die, because we already know, we've accepted we'll be working to the day that we die, right? So we're with Surgeon over there. I mean, we get it. We're definitely not balling here. 5 kids, we rent, and we struggle. And coming here to talk with you is a family thing. It feels great. It's part of our lives now after 3 years, almost every day, right? So don't worry about leaving comments, because if anyone trash talks you, we will remove it. And I don't care if they're a subscriber or not, we'll remove them. I think we removed 4 subscribers just yesterday. Blocked them, removed them from the channel simply because they didn't say something super nice. Okay, so understand that. Mm-hmm. And yes, we debate. You can call me an idiot. I'm just saying, like, really, like, you need to bleep, 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 bleep. You can debate, trash talk all you want, but don't worry about somebody disrespecting you outside of your normal sports debate, because we'll remove it. Mm-hmm. And no one here will do that so far. All right, ready?
All right.
Okay. Someone that
I mean, wait. Look at this shit. Look at Rihanna. Like, I can't even listen to her garbage music. Look at that crap. What the hell is that? I mean, seriously, the amount of work it took. I mean, look at this idiot. I mean, seriously, these people are idiotic, and we watch this crap. I mean, really. I mean, the worst is Kim Kardashian. She definitely sold her soul to the devil. Yeah.
Can I see that again?
She sold her soul a long time to the devil. Fake from inside out. I mean, seriously, I'd never watch her show. There's a show they cancel.
Look at that.
Never watched it because I can't lower my human being standards to watch her. Brianna's man, well, he looks like an idiot, and damn, she does not have good taste.
And look, and
she does not have good taste. It shows you how much. I mean, no.
I could say a whole lot about this, but that type of individual that's fake from the inside out. I'm talking ass lift, whatever, and you put all this stuff over you. I mean, I'm out. That will never be on in my house, and my children will never be exposed to it. I don't even get we have five of our kids. My oldest son, who's currently at the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Carla, how old how old was Jonathan when I got him his first cell phone?
He was a
senior in high school. He was already accepted into the Air Force Academy, and I said, okay, now you can get your first cell phone. Our next son, Christopher, who's 17, I just got him his first cell phone, and I made him win a specific tennis tournament and repeat his championship. So he won it last year, came back and won it again this year, and I told him if he repeated and won it again, I'd get him a phone, and that was his junior year. He's a senior now. My 13-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, and my 5-year-old son, nada, obviously. So I do it because I don't want them exposed to such stupid beliefs and such ability to sell their soul one day. Study, education, tennis, sleep, nutrition, diet, hygiene, bed. Repeat, 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 repeat. And if you're mad at me now, you'll love me later. Okay? I don't care. I'm not my kid's best friend. I'm their freaking parent. And I'm a damn make sure they're supposed to do what they're supposed to do. And if they hate me now, so be it. Care a freaking less. Deal with it. Walk on. Talk to me tomorrow. Then the next day, they just want a toy. Oh, you want a toy? Okay. Did you do what you're supposed to do? Yeah. All right. You can have a toy.
All right. Oh, speaking about that, I saw Musetti's picture. He's sponsored by Rolex. I didn't realize he's an actor. So Michael Walker saying Rihanna's man is handsome. No, he's fugly. I would rather
fugly. How do you spell that? F-U-G-O-Y?
He is. Look, I mean, that's a handsome man. Look at Musetti. I didn't even realize that was him. He's sponsored by Rolex. He looks completely different. Completely different.
U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. She looks like Bozo the Clown.
Musetti's definitely got looks. Definitely.
Okay.
Sir John says she looks like some shadow from Manja.
Yeah.
Solo leveling. I'm ready for the moment. That is tasty.
Yep,
totally.
something like that.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up real quick about Daniil Medvedev.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone see the post-match right after the match was over between Novak Djokovic and Medvedev? You pointed this out to me. So Carla actually pointed this out, paused it, and rewound it so I could see it. What am I talking about? After Medvedev prevailed in the Djokovic match, they were sitting down in the chair, and Medvedev and his box, I think namely his wife, were communicating back and forth. And if you looked at Medvedev's body language, he was like, he was doing this. Like insinuating, no, just chill, we're good, just chill, we're good.
He didn't want to celebrate hard.
So the box was asking him, when like Nadal wins a major, he'll jump up in the stands, or someone wins their first major, they'll climb up and, jump in their box. And, it's this whole big deal. Medvedev's crew was asking him to do that. Basically, come over here. And Medvedev was like, I began to like Medvedev here. I have trash talked Medvedev for nearly 3 years, called him linguine noodle, Gumby, Squibbler, the human walking squid, octopus man, linguine noodle, pasta macaroni dude. I've called him everything. Okay. I mean, he's still macaroni, but nonetheless, I like the macaroni. Why? Because he's humble. He gets funny. He has this good wit about him. But when asked after winning his first major, which is a huge freaking deal, I probably would have climbed up in the box, right, and given the hug to my wife. Mm-hmm. But he was so respectful about the situation and knew how devastated Novak was and respected him and himself to say, we chill. Medvedev now becomes my second favorite player on tour. Currently, Djokovic won.
With no net game.
With no net game. And that says a lot because
he proved you wrong.
Yes, he did. He did, but he still has no net game. So if I'm talking to Medvedev right now, I'm like, come on, Linguini, let's go macaroni. I love you, man. I love you. You have great humility, but let's work on that damn net game.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
Okay. Next thing, and this is something that was requested by a viewer yesterday, and I brought it up at the beginning, and we have done this segment before. And we have done other segments before, tennis game shows, namely one we had called Jeopardy, and we retired both segments. We haven't done them again. Why? Because we've had copycats. We've done this rapid fire question, and then all of a sudden I've caught it on another tennis channel. I'm like, geez, I don't even want to battle this out. I'm just going to not do it again and let them do it. And then we had the same thing for rapid fire questions. We had the same thing for Jeopardy. So we did both. We immediately had copycat, so we stopped. So I am time, okay? And because we were asked. And it is 20 rapid fire questions. And I ask Carla and all of you these questions. If you wish to play it, there's only one rule. You cannot think really. You can't think a lot. You just have to answer them. Because if you think, then the answers aren't as honest as they could be. Okay, so if you want to play along, you can do it in comments. I always save the questions so I can check your answers. All right, are you ready, Carla? 20 rapid fire questions with a bonus. All right, need you to pay attention.
Everybody keeps sending me. No, he's still not cute.
Yeah, Carla has a bad cell phone addiction.
No, Michael Walker just sent me a message.
Let me hold it just for a second.
He just sent me a message.
She never sets it down.
People are sending me messages while typing on the show. They want.
Well, I'm just going to take it for a second. Carla, I've known her for a very long time, and I need to get her help for the cell phone addiction. She never puts it down, ever, ever, ever. It's awful. She's got a bad crack addict of the cell phone.
See,
okay.
I keep getting messages.
All right. It's okay. All right, here we go with the game. Are you ready?
Yes.
Question number 1. When Novak Djokovic broke down after the U.S. Open final, could you feel his pain?
Yes, of course.
Good answer. Question number 2. Will Emma Raducanu ever win another major?
No.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Her game will be now exposed, and people will study it, and she's going to have to bring some more to the table moving forward.
Yeah.
I think next year is her best shot, honestly. After that, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of killers out there that she's not better than, and a lot of them that were tired and didn't play in this tournament. That goes for Leylah Fernandez as well. Okay, number 3. Will Leylah Fernandez ever make it to another major final or win a major?
I don't know. She's too little. No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think she makes even another major final.
No.
Question number 4. Who is the first one out of the big 3 to get to 21 majors? Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, or no one?
Djokovic.
Okay, agree. Question number 5. Choose one. A, drive a new modern car, or B, an older vintage car?
Older vintage car.
Me too. That's why I drive an 89 truck. Easier to fix, easier to maintain, and you don't have to worry too much about them if something happens. Win, win, win. Okay. Question number 6. Preference. Learn by reading or learn by watching?
Watching.
See, I would rather read, because when you read, it soaks in. If you watch it, you tend to forget, because
I'm a visual. That's how I learn. I've already learned this a long time ago. I have to see things to look. When a tennis coach talks a lot, he loses me. That's why I never did well with coaches that talked a lot. My dad realized that. You had to show me so I would learn.
Yep. And I think that's why we mesh well, because I talk a lot and you demonstrate a lot.
Exactly. I can't do a talker. I can't.
So it's a good mesh. I'm a reader. If I'm trying to learn something, I prefer to read it. Because if I'm watching it, I tend to get distracted.
You said in 5 years. Anything can happen in 5 years. The end of the world can happen.
Yeah. If you want to take the bet for a year, let us know. I thought he did, and then backed right out of it. Okay. Okay. Question number 7. All right. Right from the hip. Question number 7. It's a Friday night. The power is out. Okay. What do you do?
It's a Friday night. The power's out.
What do you do?
Is it hot outside?
Yeah. Let's say it's hot.
I'll sit outside. Fall asleep outside.
Okay. What if it's cold?
I'll go to sleep. Honestly, if there's nothing to do and the power's out, I'll go to sleep and take advantage of. Because I've realized that as I gotten older, I need sleep and I don't get it. So yeah, I go to sleep.
So if the power's out and it's at night and I'm with you, we're getting sweaty. If it's cold and the power's out and it's at night, I'm going outside and starting a fire.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. I love a fire. Don't you like sitting next to the fire with your girl? It's like, what's up?
If it's cold.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah.
Hear the fire, snap, crackle, pop. We need to start a fire. Love fires. Who likes campfires? I love campfires, man. It's romantic. Even with the children's around, you get them messing with the fire.
Yeah, they love the fire.
Children's loves the fires. My dog does not. Okay. Question number 8. The question number 8. Now I want you to shoot this one right out, and everyone else, if you're playing along. Okay. Question number 8. Beer. I love beer. Sergeant Jonovich and I were pals. Okay. Question number 8. What is the first word that comes to mind when you think of your significant other?
You?
I would hope.
Oh, patient.
Patience.
Yeah.
So the first.
You're patient.
Okay, so that's what I was. Okay.
No, you said, what do I think of you? You're a very patient person.
I'm patient.
Yes.
Damn. You remember the old game show Love Connection with Chuck Woolery? A lot of you are probably too young for that. But you remember Love Connection?
Mhm.
We probably would have gotten that wrong.
Well, you said, what do you think of? What is the question you asked me of? What is person you?
If someone came up to you in the street and I wasn't around, and someone came up to you and said, "Carlo, what's the first thing you think of when you think of your husband?"
Tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. I'm trying to think what would happen. I wrote the question, so I didn't really think about it this way because it wouldn't be immediate. I would say strong.
Okay.
Strong.
Well, tennis. Well, that was our connection. Tennis.
Or I would say legs.
Oh, okay.
Carla, legs.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know it wasn't that reference, so you would have to be like specific on that question.
Hence why it's called rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
So we'll have someone else with this tomorrow on their channel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. It'll just have a slightly different name, but it'll be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question number 9. Thank you. I've heard that my whole life. I've always heard intense. My dad's the same way. My dad was divorced because I think he was too intense for the lot of the family. Not me though. I get down the same way. Okay. Question number 9. Do you still enjoy playing with kids' toys?
Yes.
Me too, man. Let's go. G.I. Joe, real American hero. Transformers. That's why the thing is when I go to Walmart or go grocery shopping, I always come back with toys. You know, Carlos like, "You're buying another toy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You know, I buy the toys, but half of the time I think I'm getting them for me because I always get them the coolest toys, like dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, and not the cheap dollar one. Or I get the cars and not the 94-cent Hot Wheel. I get the good Legos and not the rock blocks or whatever they are, right? Love them. Plus, if you save your old toys and keep them in good shape, by the time JPD2 in there is 35, 40, some of these vintage toys absolutely just exponent in value. Cool. Right? Hustle eBay. Side hustles are good. All right. Question number 10. You are in the fruit aisle at the grocery store and you can only pick one fruit for the rest of your life. What is it?
Mango.
I'm going watermelon. Okay. Mango, watermelon for life.
For life.
Okay. I would choose mango.
He wants to bet $1,000. I'm not betting $1,000. In 5 years, I could be.
I'll take it if you do it for 1 year. Yeah. I'll take 1,000 bet if you do it for 1 year.
The rest of the team the rest of the women's field could disappear completely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
5 years, no.
It's not an exciting bet. Too much time in between.
Yeah.
Okay. My fruit for life would be watermelon. Yours would be mango.
Mango for sure. I think you can eat a mango with hot sauce, with salt.
Hot sauce on a mango?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Hot sauce and mango.
For those of you that are Spanish out there, do you not eat the mangoes with like hot sauce? I mean, you go to Mexico, you can get them with hot sauce, or you can get them with salt.
Hey, Jesus said passion fruit.
Yeah, passion fruit's good.
Good. Guava's too bland. If you've had guava doesn't have a lot.
And I'm going to stick to that. That's the question he asked me, but I'm not making $1,000 bet. 5 years is a lot for me to wait for $1,000.
1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go to Vegas and make a bet with the casino? Hey, 5 years down the road, the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to be like, huh?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Question number 11. Carla and all of you. Does Novak Djokovic win the Australian Open in 2022?
I would like to say yes, but I'm not so sure. But I'll say yes.
Okay. Question number 12. Some of you may be too young for this, but I love movies and this type of genre. There's a lot of garbage ones out there over the years, and there's a lot of good ones. So I selected my favorite top 4 or 5, and I want to know if you know what they are, or not know what they are, but which one would be your favorite. What's the better movie out of the following? New Jack City, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, or Belly? If you haven't seen any of them, I would watch them.
Doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's not a great movie selection.
I'm going to go with New Jack City, number 1, Boys in the Hood 2, Menace to Society 3, and Belly 4.
Some of them I've probably never seen that.
All right, question number 13. Do you think that many movie stars, artists, etc. these days have sold their souls? Namely, people like Machine Gun Kelly, Justin Bieber, Megan Fox, and some of those that we showed pictures of in that first segment.
You have to be in that field, in that celebrity, you have to. A lot of them sell their souls, whether it's giving up their bodies, giving up the way they think, the way they want to look. I mean, some of them, I've, you watch these biography things they do, and a lot of them are like, yeah, they made me change my name, the way I wanted to sing, the way I thought.
I had to do certain favors just to get to the meeting.
Favors, yeah. No, I wouldn't want to be in that field. No. And that's like when my daughter, she wants to be a singer. I'm like, no.
Look, not all of them, but the vast majority of them have been in some way manipulated, exposed, abused, slaved in certain ways, shapes, or form, and do things knowingly that they're morally wrong and morally knowing that it may hurt the lives of upcoming children, but they do it because it's them that gets postered all over the place, and it's their bank account that gets increased. Meanwhile, other people fight turmoil, homeless, can't eat, while you're spending $300,000 for a seat at the Staples Center. Okay. Look at yourself in the mirror and really look at yourself in the mirror. Not you guys, but these artists and movie stars. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is this what I want my child to see? And if you do think that, your mind's not right. Okay. Question number 14. Do you prefer the days prior to smartphones or now with them?
No, before.
Agreed. The days prior to smartphones, people as a whole were smarter. They were more unified. I know people now say, well, because of the internet and cell phones, we have this voice and everybody can talk. It's divided people more. People start these isms and ideologies, and they think it's getting everyone to be more together, but it really divides people even more. I've talked about this before. Military strategy going back tens of thousands of years is divide and conquer. If I'm a tribe of people that wants to take out a country, hey, let's infiltrate. Let's send you here to get in with this ism. Let's send you there to get in with this belief. Let's send you over here to break down the church, and let's get everybody fighting, and then we'll come in and conquer. The days of smartphones today have made people dumber. In other words, people don't want to necessarily go to school or read the book. They just want to Google up the answer. So we're not learning as much. People want rapid responses to everything. In other words, if I have to study about something to get the answer after 2 minutes, fuck it. I don't even want to know about it anymore. Right. and this plays a large role in the future of tennis. Okay. Tennis is the sport that you cannot just go walk out on the court, take 1 or 2 lessons and be great at it. You have to play it. You have to hit ball after ball after ball. You can't take an off season like you can in football or basketball and go to, live in your other state for 3 or 4 months and then go back to training camp. If so, you would never have a successful career as a tennis player. There are no shortcuts to anything in life, and there's no shortcuts to anything in tennis, and that's fact. And the onset of the cell phone has simply created a way for immediate gratification. One of the reasons why I don't give smartphones to my children is because you give them one to play around on with, and then you say, hey, I need my phone back. They're like, what? They get all mad at you. And this is a breeding ground for negative social behavior. In other words, lashing out at your parents. My 5-year-old is given the cell phone to play little games on quite often. I'm calling Carla out. I'm not yelling at her, though. Not in that type of mood today. But when I go up and I see him with it, I get aggravated. I'm like, Carla, why does a 5-year-old have that cell phone? She's like, oh, well, whatever. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter. And I go up there and I grab her phone, and he looks at me with this, upset looking face. He's so cute. I didn't mean to say that, but it's just a breeding ground for a negative social behavior, laziness, dumbness, instant gratification, and not applying yourself to anything that's in reality. This isn't reality. Reality is out there. Our 17-year-old son is now doing interviews for college. And he's always been kind of quiet. And, our oldest son that's already in college was always very outgoing and very helpful. And Chris is helpful too, but he just does it more by himself. And that's one of the things I wish that people would understand, that you have to socialize in reality in order to get comfortable doing it. Namely, look at Osaka, right? She can't talk to people very well. Set down the smartphone and whatever. Lori LeBlanc says, also, people don't read entire news articles, even ones that are journalistically sound, so people don't understand the nuances of many important issues, thus dividing us further. Exactly. That's exactly right. I mean, look, I can pick up anything and I can, read the article and look at the title and just look at one picture of one athlete that I may like, and all of a sudden I'm with her. So, let's say who's my favorite football athlete right now that's playing. Even though I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm going to go with Dak Prescott only because I love his story. He lost his mother. He's a Mississippi guy. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott right now because I love his story and I hope he succeeds. But some kid looking up to Dak Prescott and he's wearing some shirt saying, blow up the moon. There's going to be a bunch of kids running around that say, hey, we need to blow up the moon. These rap artists come up with, say, defund the police. Then people start thinking they should defund the police. Mm-hmm. But what happens when there's an emergency, So the athletes that sell their soul and the artists that sell their soul are posterizing things that are not beneficial for society. And they do it with a smile on their face. And they're probably so dumb and naive not as to know the different psychological implications it has for generations to come. But they're so self-lavished in their limelight that they forget about the morals that are right for humanity moving forward. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to rant about that, but when you have children and you raise them and you are number one education is tennis related as we are, there is nothing if my kids don't bring home straight A's. There is nothing. If there's tennis, it's with me and that's it. We're coming back home. There is not a video game to be picked up. There's no TV. You better not bring home a straight A. Now that you better not bring home anything but straight A's. Now, there was a problem with that when Christopher was a freshman because he had a 90. His freshman year, Chris had a 90. And I think it was like algebra or something. Science. And he was so scared that for the whole summer, he would have no access to any type of, we have an Xbox console and that it's limited play. But he was so worried about making 89 because he knew I wouldn't allow him to do it. Why? Because the summer before that, my son Jonathan brought home a B and I didn't allow him to do anything for the entire summer. However, did he ever make another B? No. And he got into the Air Force Academy because that entire summer he wasn't able to do anything. I made his ass study and do applications. Anyway, Chris was so worried that would happen to him. He wrote some answers or some formulas rather on his hand. He went in to take the test, didn't even have to use it, aced the test, but the teacher saw the thing on his hand. And it was a big ordeal getting that relinquished. But nonetheless, after a couple of years of him still being top in the class or top 3 in his class for the past 3 years, they finally let that go as not to hurt his application process for college. But I'm saying, so, there's pros and cons to everything.
There is, and here's some examples. Chuku said, I wouldn't be here without a cell phone with you guys. Mirjan said 30 years ago, you will get millions of people in the streets for how the government is treating us today. People are lazy to stand up and defend our human rights. Chuku said, I like the old days with cell phones, but I also acknowledge how close cell phone has brought people far away.
But what Michael Walker says, defund the police doesn't mean get rid of the police. But by the way, I spent time in prison, as you know. I've said this before, 66 months federal prison. So, but I'm just saying I'm not biased on the police because it can work both ways with me. I'm just saying, but they're state run, they're economically run by taxpayers. So if you defund them, you have to get rid of them because there's no way you can pay their salaries.
Yeah, didn't we see a whole town? They defunded the police.
Yeah, and it went to hell.
Now it's chaotic.
It's chaos. They barricaded. There was an area of Detroit, and they barricaded it off, and police don't even go in. And there's no businesses there anymore. It's trash. There's like no one there. It's total like junkies everywhere.
Yeah, agree.
We saw a special on this the other night.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. We're not done.
Oh.
Question number 15 of rapid fire questions. That's why I love this segment. Again, we retired it because someone copied it. So anyway, but I enjoy doing it. Okay. Question number 15. Choose one and one only. Morning person, afternoon, or night person?
I'm definitely a morning person.
I'm afternoon. Okay. Morning, I'm like cranky because I wake up with back pain a lot and I have to walk it off. Afternoon is when I'm in the zone. And then at night, you've done kids, you cooked, and I get a little kind of tired at 44.
I'm tired at night. I can no longer do things at night. Morning, that's where I get everything done.
Boom. Let's go. Come on. Mm-hmm. Question number 16. Rafael. Now, this is a hypothetical scenario. I need you to think about it. Okay. Question number 16. Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic all travel back in time travel. I'm a fan. I'm a sci-fi guy. They all travel back in time and play one another on the very best day and the peak of their career. So Rafael Nadal may travel back to 2010. Federer may go back to like 2007. Djokovic may go back to any one of a couple of years, right? Who wins that round robin formatted tournament?
Is it on all surfaces?
And let's say hard court.
Oh, I say Djokovic.
Yeah, I say Djokovic too. And why? Why did I even put this in as a question? Because I read some statistics. I mentioned this earlier that still swayed Roger Federer as the champion or the greatest of all time because he still didn't have, or because Djokovic didn't get his 21. And I called bullshit on that. Why? Because Roger Federer, again, in the days of light rackets and poly strings, has a one-handed backhand. Believe me, I'm a Federer fan. Believe me. But on the very best day of Novak Djokovic's career, playing the very best day of Roger Federer's career, right? He's not going to have as much of a chance as Djokovic would. Why? Return of serve, movement, flexibility, but most importantly, would be Federer's one-handed backhand. I hit with the one-handed backhand. I've hit with it my entire life. I can't even really hit a two-handed backhand at all. I'm always one-handed. When someone is able to hit short angles and put a lot of spin on the ball, Nadal and Djokovic can both do that to the backhand side. It's really hard to deal with short backhands that are way up here because you're always having to hack at them and slice them down. And it's an easy winner coming the other way. So with that said, I'm agreeing with Carla. Djokovic, if they could all travel back in time to one point in time in the primes of their careers, Djokovic wins that round robin formatted tournament. Okay. Okay. So we read an article. This is question number 17. We read an article earlier, and it was titled, Emma Raducanu and Daniil Medvedev signal an era shift in tennis. Do you agree?
No.
Do not either. Okay. Medvedev is not a new era. He's been around, and Raducanu is a young player. And I like to use Karatsev as an example. There's plenty to go back, and I can use other examples, but I think of all the viewers we have, some of them are new to tennis or have only been following tennis since maybe Djokovic or Federer, Nadal or whatever. So maybe the limited historical reference isn't quite there. But nonetheless, Raducanu, like Karatsev, jumped on the scene unexpected. No one knew their game. They hadn't played them before. But now, like Karatsev being figured out, that will happen. And what's going to happen for Raducanu to get off of that plateau, or for Leylah Fernandez to come off of that plateau when that plateau comes? And it's going to come, and it's going to come very quickly, because all the players right now are studying their film from the U.S. Open right now. They're sitting at home studying their game. They're talking with their coaches about their game. They're talking about muscle structure. Where is their footwork an issue? When does their game break down, and blah, blah, blah. And they're working out game plans to beat them right now. And they're only 18. That's why I say next year, people like Kvitova, Halep, and all these older girls will have done a great bit of work with their team, studying their game, making sure that they don't get beat by them that easily or that quickly in the future.
Well, it's just like the coaches talk. There's a whole bunch of top coaches saying anyone from the 1 to 150 can win a slam.
Yeah, and her message, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people in coaching circles, and I don't mean just like us that just teach at our own.
They're like high profile coaches.
High profile
coaches. They said women's anybody from the top 1 to the top 150 can win a tournament.
Yeah, a couple close friends of ours, D1 coaches,
yeah.
and we talked about the same thing with them. Hey, a couple of the coaches that we know D1 level, won't mention name or school, but they have players that they really feel genuinely that play 1, 2, 3 on their D1 teams that could beat either one of them, and they feel confident about it.
Yeah, it's true. I've seen college players that play better than them. So
okay,
that's what I'm saying. We can't be impressed by one. No way.
All right. Question number 18. Okay, random question. You have to choose one genre or one category or type, one genre. You have to choose one genre of music to listen to the radio forever to. What would that genre of music be? Classical, rock and
80s
roll?
Pop.
80s pop. Interesting.
Material.
80s pop.
Material.
There you go.
Michael Jackson I could listen to forever. George Michael. That's why I put 80s, and you're like, what is this crap at the tennis court?
Yeah.
We listen to this shit.
Me, it's jam band music. I like to listen to jam band music. Fish, Grateful Dead, Twiddle, Allman Brothers, the list goes on. Widespread Panic, Pink Floyd, stuff like that. Okay, anyway, question number 19. Do you plan to watch or pay any attention whatsoever to the upcoming Laver Cup?
No.
Me neither.
I won't even watch it.
Yeah, we won't even cover that. We won't be doing a show saying, hey, the smash during the Laver Cup is ready to go. Definitely won't be doing that. Nope. We'll be doing shows like we always do like this, but we will.
Maybe we should do trash
talk Laver Cup.
Trash talk Laver Cup.
Every day. Let's vote on that. Yeah, can you put a poll question?
I can't until the thing freezes.
Oh
I
shit!
can't tell because you put my phone up
Is
there.
it cut off?
I
Here,
have no clue.
it might have cut off. It might be over because it does that. We might be.
No, we're good.
Oh, we got saved. We should. Don't worry about the poll if it's freezing up. But yes, should we do shows every day during the Laver Cup called Trash Talk Laver Cup Day and just bash every match that we see, no matter who it is, even if it's a good match, just find a way to bash it.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. Well, I could pull it off. I could do it. No problem. Right? Okay. Definitely won't be covering the Laver Cup. Question number 20. Has Serena Williams won her last major?
No. And I say that smiling no. I hope not.
I think so.
I hope not.
I think so. I think she's won her last major. All right. This is the bonus question and final question. This segment ends. It was nice pulling it out of retirement, but don't be shocked if you see other people doing this tomorrow. Bonus question. Here it goes. This is an important one. Carla and all of you, if someone gives you a free ticket and table for the Met Gala, do you go?
No.
I'm out.
I wouldn't even want to waste my time getting drunk. No thanks.
Look, the table is $275,000 to sit at. The ticket to get in is $30,000. That's $310,000. Yeah, $310,000 to walk in the door. I would tell the person that had the $310,000 to give me for free to walk in. I would say, look, just give me $200-$300, and you can.
I'll sell my ticket.
Or yeah, can I? Yeah.
I'll sell my ticket.
I think that would be the better answer.
Yeah.
Can I sell this? Can I scalp them at the door?
Yeah.
You get the free ticket, you go scalp them at the door.
Yeah, I would do that.
You're like, come here, bro. You want this ticket?
In a heartbeat.
Here you
in
go.
a heartbeat, I would sell it.
Or just give them to some, random person on the street. Say, here you go. Okay.
I wrote something down here about Tomic.
Bernard Tomic.
Bernard Tomic playing a challenger, Istanbul challenger, loses in 36 minutes.
Oh.
6-0, 6-1 to Quentin Halys.
We've heard this before.
Quentin Halys. Do you think this guy should just quit tennis?
Well, I think Tomic is the type of guy that has a lot going on and off the court. Isn't he married? Not married, but didn't he and his girlfriend do some type of adult film and then release it to be sold? I think they like the limelight. He's dating a high profile like Instagram model or something. So I'm guessing that Tomic, he doesn't need the money. His family's very wealthy.
I don't know that you can call an Instagram model high profile.
Well, I think like she has 10 million people.
Who gives a shit?
That's pretty high profile. 10 million people watch everything that you do.
10 million people.
I think so. They did an adult movie and I think got millions of people to buy it.
They were idiots because you can go.
That's what I'm saying.
You can watch anything for free.
But people that are wrapped up in themselves and that it's kind of like why I don't really like social media or really mess with it. People do things on social media and they post it and they keep checking their phone all the time to see how many likes it has. Like. It's a self-absorbed and selfish personality. You're just worried about how many people like you and not if you're trying to do something for others. We've already talked about the stupidity to me of these type of cell phones with kids getting wrapped up in non-realistic arguments and so forth. But people get addicted to this instant gratification. And Bernard Tomic and his girl, as I feel, this is just me opinionating, or assuming that they have the instant gratification type personality. They go and show their ass and they immediately want to post it for everybody to see and then grab their phones and see how many people like it. I guarantee you Tomic is not worried about it all losing 0-0 again. Tomic over the years has lost 0-0 so many times and been fined or had their prize money.
At a challenger.
Either way, I guarantee you it's more for him how many people read that story. Keeping his name out there in a negative way. We call this negative reinforcement, right? Psychology. It's negative reinforcement. And that's not really a good situation to be in for anybody, but it's nothing new.
I agree with you. I think they're fake. The numbers are fake. I don't believe that people have 10 million followers and stuff like that. I think a lot of that's fake. So someone asked a question. They're asking, do we think Novak, Amar Joker, do you guys think Novak will achieve what Serena couldn't, which is number 24? And be the most tennis player, male, female, win majors because his competition with males is over already.
It's a good question. 24 is a lot.
That's a lot. I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen.
24 is a big number. Look, I would have said yes to that question, and I'm a Djokovic fan. I would have said yes to that question about 3 days prior to his match with Medvedev. Not the result of the match, but what he said to the crowd after the semifinal. I think he told the crowd is I'm going to play in this match like it's going to be the last match of my career. Djokovic is still young and has a lot of years in front of him. But there are players that will eventually, just by sheer being much younger, and maybe they're not the better player. They'll never be the better player. Obviously, we know that Djokovic is the greatest of all time. I mean, I don't even want to talk about that anymore. Anyway,
I wouldn't even predict one.
But I'm going to predict two more.
I wouldn't predict any number because at this rate, you don't know mentally how everything's going to affect him.
I project Djokovic two more. I project that he gets the Australian Open or Wimbledon next year. Okay, if not both. Okay, but I'm going to bet on one. If I'm a betting man, I'm taking one of the four next year. And someone knew Rafael Nadal could get the French. Maybe so, maybe not. Djokovic could win that. But if I'm a betting person and I have to bet on how many slams Djokovic wins next year, I'd love to say four.
Dude was tired for sure.
But one I would bet on, and that gives him 21. Now, Nadal getting 21 at Roland Garros is a good bet.
It's another good bet, like an Australian Open for Novak.
Yeah,
that's a good bet. It's a good bet, but nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, so if my assumption is correct, and he just wins one major next year, and Nadal wins the French, we go into 2023 with 21 and 21. I think at that point in time, Nadal's body is done. I don't think Nadal's playing in 2023. I think Djokovic has got another year or two after that. Djokovic is not going to pull a Federer and play to 40.
No, he's not. It would be stupid.
It'd be stupid.
He'll get burned out.
Yeah.
You could see it at the U.S. Open. I think is LQDY. You could see it. He was drained. I agree with you. He needed to rest. He played just so much tennis. Just to traveling alone, Australia, France, Japan, and then New York. That's a lot of traveling. That's a lot of beating your body's taking. Look at us just with coaching a week. I'm burned out. I get burned out.
We do.
I get so burned out. So when it rains, I'm like, yes, so I can refresh myself. I can't imagine having the target behind your back because nobody wants you to pass that record. And these young guys haven't want to slam you, and they're trying to beat you, and you're getting older, and you're feeling the pains because he obviously takes painkillers. You at 34 years old playing pro tennis, your body is hurting. I don't care how flexible, how healthy your eating habits are, how much sleep you get, your body is feeling it at 34, and he will be 35 next year, and the year after that, 36.
Most definitely.
Let's not count the numbers.
Most definitely.
No way.
But yeah, I mean, the Medvedev-Djokovic match was tiredness. That's what it was, and Carla said it prior to the Olympics. Carla made a bunch of people upset because she didn't think Djokovic would win the U.S. Open, and I, including a lot of other people here, gave her a lot of grief for that.
I said he wouldn't win the U.S. Open.
She was right, though.
I said he wouldn't. No way. And everybody's like, "No, you're no way." I'm like, he's not. I'm like, he's just not.
Now, I asked because I knew we were going to talk about that. I put the question in here: does Novak Djokovic win Australian Open 2022? And I asked her that. She said yes.
The only reason I say yes,
she's just being logical.
I'm being right. The most common sense thing is you would say yes. Why? Because he's won so many of them. It's his backyard. He loves it. But I'm sorry, he's a human being. We all feel the pain. We all feel we have to rest. Believe me, you don't think he feels pressure from his wife and his kids that they're not spending enough time with them.
And that's huge.
Then marriage comes into play. So now you're going to affect your marriage because you're being greedy about winning another slam. There has to be a balance in life, guys.
Has to be.
It's like those people that work, make money, work.
And they got all this stuff.
And they realize that their relationship is done. They have no relationship with their family, with their spouse, or their, whatever. That gets affected. We can't be greedy as human beings. And that is something that he's going to have to sit down, think, because don't tell me that his wife enjoys the traveling all the time. Eventually, it takes a toll on you.
The novelty wears off.
Yes.
Just in my own experience, there's a part of my life I moved like every couple of years and would travel here and would travel there. And it got to the point where I was like, geez, I just want to settle down somewhere. Just the novelty wore off. So if you're a parent, then you can feel our pain. If not, I'll try to explain it. Kids are everything. When you have a child and it's born into this earth and you raise that child and you're really close with that child and you're a parent to that child and you have a husband or wife and you're raising that child, the novelty of a lot of things wears off, material things and the house that you live in and because ultimately all of that doesn't matter because what happens when shit happens with the family? It's all null and void. If you get divorced, it all goes away. If you end up solo, you have no one to share it with and Djokovic said something very, very heartfelt and very human. after that match, out of relief, is, hey, it's getting harder for me to be away from my family. I don't know if that's his exact quote, but he that. I know the feeling. Carla, when was the last time you and I spent one day away from our children? 11 years ago?
I can't remember.
11. I remember it. Carla was pregnant with our third child, Gabriella, that we named after Gabriella Sabatini. Fourth child. Yeah. So Carla and I were in Montgomery, Alabama, and we went to Atlanta. You were 9 months pregnant. Weren't you 9 months pregnant?
8 months.
She was huge pregnant.
Yeah.
We were, stressed out. We were working a lot, and we said, we're going to go to Atlanta for one night. We left. We went there, got there like midnight. We ate at a Spanish restaurant really late at night. Went to an aquarium the next day. And that evening, I think we went to a Jamaican restaurant. And then the next morning we left. And that's the last time we've gone anywhere away from our kids in 11 years.
Yeah.
Fact.
So, the 24, I no way he gets to 24. 21, it's very doable.
I say 22.
More than 21, I just don't know. Can't tell the future. All I know is that after what happened to him at the U.S. Open, if those guys are watching film and watch, besides him being tired, how Medvedev played with no pace. That was the key.
Yeah.
There was no pace.
It just wasn't. He was tired.
There was no angles. Everything was middle.
Mentally and physically tired.
They're going to capitalize from that. And I think we'll see a different year. Did we have jerk chicken? I think he had oxtail.
No, I didn't have oxtail. I think you had that. I wasn't going to eat oxtail.
I like oxtail.
I didn't eat oxtail. I did have some type of Jamaican jerk chicken. Yes. That's a good memory or whatever. In my opinion, Djokovic quits the game, retires from the game when he has one more major than the other two guys. He will finish his career with one, maybe two more majors than everybody else. If Nadal wins the French next year, Novak Djokovic will finish with 22 because Rafa will have 21. Federer's not winning another one. Him.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at, if Djokovic comes out and wins the Australian Open, and he gets 21. Don't be shocked if he doesn't even play the French. That way he's rested for Wimbledon in case he needs to win another one. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't you think that would be a good mindset for your team moving forward? Djokovic, let's rest.
This was the worst U.S. Open.
Hold on, let me finish. Don't you think it's a good idea for Vajda and Camp Djokovic to say, okay, let's get a break, let's go hang out with the family, and let's get them all together. Maybe let's rent a place for the next 3 months, everyone together, and you and your family have a totally separate place so no one's in your shit. And we work on winning the Australian Open for the 9th time. Is it 9 or is it 10th? I think he got 9. Anyway, and we focus on winning that. If we win that, we're going to break during the clay court season. If Rafa takes the French, okay, but you'll be rested and your body will be recovered for Wimbledon to potentially break the tie. I don't even think
that everything that Justin's saying, he's speculating.
Yeah, everyone's speculating.
None of us know. This is what makes me mad. The 3 years we've been in the show, he'll win this one, and then he'll win this one.
And a lot of us have been right.
And you guys have been wrong.
We're right more than we're wrong, though.
We should be at 25 already.
Whoa. Can I say something, please, dear God, without you interrupting me? Okay? Because sometimes I have to say that just to remind you that people have to finish talking. There 2 or 3 years ago when we started the show, Djokovic was at 15 majors, and she said, and Carla said, and I can pull up and prove it. She said he'll never win another one, and he's got 10, and he's got 20. Oh yeah,
that he'll never win another one.
You used to say, "There's no way. There's no way."
Please pull up the video.
I'll find it.
Pull up the video. I said, I'll find it. You guys said 25. I'm like, there's no way that'll ever happen.
You never thought they would catch Federer,
Justin.
Nadal.
And you said he'll win one this year. First of all,
no
one is God. We are not God.
It's not hard to find if you go back to our first video.
Go back to the first
She
video.
says it all the time.
No,
just
I never
find
said
it.
that.
Prove it wrong. I'm not going to look, but prove it wrong.
Go back, please. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. I keep telling you guys this. Just like when coronavirus
they'll
hit.
Remember.
Like when coronavirus hit, no one knew. None of us would have ever guessed that Wimbledon would have never happened, right? And no one would have ever guessed that he would have hit the lady on the throat. And then that would have eliminated him from another slam, guys. And that's my point. We can't predict what the coach is telling him. Of course, he could get 21. Yes. Why? Australian Open is his baby. After that, we don't know how his body's going to feel. We don't know if he's going to rest. Knowing Djokovic, I say he will play the French Open. Why would he not play clay? He just won it. Why would he not defend his title? Makes no sense what he's saying. He's gonna
Who
defend
are you
his
talking
title.
about defending?
He won French Open. He's gonna defend his title.
I understand that. I'm not saying he is or isn't. I just said if it were me, if I was his coach, if I was his coach, knowing his age, I mean, geez, how many times?
So you would tell him not to play the French, but he would play it. You know that he's gonna play it.
I understand that, Carlos. Sometimes you get wrapped up and you lose your mind as a coach. You just got done talking about he's 34 years old. His body won't last forever.
Yes.
You have to at some point start removing big tournaments.
I agree with you.
So I'm telling you from a perfectly logical freaking perspective, if it was me, I'm not them, but if it was my decision, and it's obviously just Novak Djokovic's decision, but if it was my decision to tell him, I would say, Djokovic, put 1,000,000% into Australia and get 21 and be on paper, GOAT.
I agree with you.
And if you win that, if you don't feel like playing Clay, or better yet, don't even play it at all, let someone else try to beat the aging Nadal. And if he gets his 21, okay, we'll meet him at Wimbledon, and more than likely Nadal won't play that.
Gotcha.
When was the last time Roger Federer played the U.S. Open, Carla? 3 years ago? When was the last time Nadal played the U.S. Open? 2 years ago?
Federer's not even in this conversation.
But you're saying
why are you getting mad? I'm not. It's not for you to get mad.
Because if I say something about Djokovic, it's always wrong. But then
who says you're wrong?
But you said, of course, Djokovic is going to play.
He has to, because look, what's he holding
You're telling me how many times has Nadal won a tournament and not played it the next year to defend it?
He's not
a ton of times.
But he's not Nadal.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Unfortunately, he's not Nadal.
All right, guys, take care.
I was gonna.
All right, I'm gonna walk away from it because you're stupid.
All right, guys, bye.